Okay, babes, we're going to have a quiz tomorrow, so we're going to go over everything that we've learned this week. So I'm going to do every last one of these problems. You can refer back to it at home tonight, or you can, if you get it all done in class, just make sure you know what you're doing, because we're going to have a quiz on tomorrow. So this says solve for the missing part. That would be this x right here. What you have to look and see is what is it that you have. You have a tangent that intersects with a radius. So if this is a tangent that intersects with the radius, you have a 90-degree angle right here. So now this is a right triangle, and I need to solve for the hypotenuse. So I'm going to use Pythagoras theorem. I'm going to say c squared equals a squared plus b squared. And I'm going to put the x squared here equals 11.1 squared plus 14.8 squared. All right, and the reason why I moved this around because I knew my variable needed to be on the left. So I made my life easier by going ahead and putting it over there. All right, 11.1 squared. You can use mental math or you can use your calculator. So equals 123.21. 123.21 plus 219.04. So we get x squared equals, and then we would do the math here. I'm going to run my mental math. So we get 5, 2, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 3, and then that's another 4. All right, so you get 442.25. You can double check behind me with the calculator. And then I don't want x squared, I want x, so I am going to take the square root of both sides. And here we get x equals, and let me go grab the calculator because that one, I don't know that one by heart. 442.25, oops. Y'all be careful with this. With this calculator, it does strange things. So you have to make sure stuff is in the right spot. So you get 21.0, and then this 9 makes that 2 round up to a 3. So I'm going to the nearest 100. And we are finished. We found x. All right, and let's keep rolling. This question says find a perimeter. So look at it and see what you're dealing with. Perimeter, let's just break down what perimeter means. Perimeter means to add all of the outside pieces together, the rim together. So I'm going to go and highlight, since this is a tangent and this is a tangent and they intersect the circle here, we're going to say that this is 13. I'm going to go another color. This is a tangent and this is a tangent. And remember, the definition of a tangent is where the circle intersects the segment touches the circle only once. And the way you can remember this, think about it. If you throw a tip of tangerine in the grocery store with your parents, you're probably not going to do it again. That's going to be a one-time experience, and you're probably not going to do it anymore. Okay, so right here, I don't have this piece, but they did tell me this whole side is 21.3. So if this whole side is 21.3, then what I can take is 21.3 and minus it from 11.7. So I'm going to go here 21.3 minus it from 11.7, and we get 9.6. So right here is 9.6, and over here is 9.6. And we are not finished yet, though. It said find a perimeter. So we need to add all of those pieces we have together. So 13 plus 13 plus 9.6 plus 9.6 plus 11.7, 11.7, and this is 20. I'm going to use my mental math. You can use a calculator. This is 26. This is 19.2, and and this is going to be 23.4. And here I'm going to add some more. I get 49.4 plus 19.2. You can use your calculator. I'm just demonstrating how you can use mental math too. So you get 0.6, and this is 68. All right, so we get 68 units. And if I made a mistake, just let me know. And I might have messed up the mental math somewhere, but you can always double check with your calculator to make sure you have it right, or you can just put it in the calculator to start with. Okay, because you want to be very careful with your adding and subtracting and multiplying and dividing on your ELC babies. Okay, so now the next one says to solve for x. If we look here, we have a tangent, and guys, remember, you have to memorize these rules. And here we have a secant. So this tells you to do the tangent square equals the outside times the whole. So here we're going to go x squared equals the outside is 7 and the whole is 7 plus 9. We're going to draw a line down here. X squared equals 7, and then 7 plus 9 would be 16. And so we get x squared equals 70 plus 42. 70 plus 42 is going to be 112. And let me go double check that. 7 times 16. Yep, I'm right on point. 112. And then we're going to take the square root of both sides. And because the inverse of something square is to take its square root, so let's go here. And we're going to take the square root of 112. And that is 10.58. So we get 10.58. And we are finished. All right, let's keep it rolling, babies. So here we have a situation where we have two secants. This segment intersects the circumference of the circle right here and right here. So it intersects it twice. So that's called a secant. And here, this intersects the circle twice to that segment. It intersects the circumference right here and right here. So it is also called a secant. And there's a rule for a secant. Outside times whole equals outside times whole. So out on both sides. So the outside piece here is 7, and the whole thing is 7 plus 2x plus 5 equals, and y'all make sure you're careful with that because a lot of students make mistakes with that. The outside of the blue line is 8, and then the whole line, the whole blue line is 8 plus 2x plus 1. There are a couple of ways you can approach this problem. You can either distribute all the way through and then start moving stuff. I'm going to go ahead and take care of my parentheses with combining like terms. So I get 12 plus 2x equal. That's the way I'm choosing. You can distribute if you want. There are lots of ways to get to the answer on this. Just make sure you follow the correct math rules. 9 plus 2x. Okay, so here I need to use the distributive property. So I get 84 plus 14x. You can use your calculator to double check your math. 72 plus 16x. All right, so now we're back to solving the equation. This is a multi-step equation. We need to move things around. This constant is on the wrong side, so we're going to have to move it to the right side. And this is negative. Let's go graph the calculator. 72 minus 84. And that's negative 12 plus 16x minus 16x minus 16x. Negative 2x equals negative 12 divided by negative 2 divided by negative 2. And here we have x equals 6. And you make sure you use the calculator, double check your mental math. All right, let's keep rolling. And guys, make sure you're careful to read the question. This only said solve for x. Sometimes they might ask you to actually find the length of the secant. You just have to read and go forward. All right, so we're dealing with a situation where we have two chords. And I know this is a chord because it intersects the circle twice. It touches one end of the circumference and the other end of the circumference, but it stops. It doesn't keep going like the secant. So I'm going to highlight this piece to the point of intersection, and then I'm going to go and highlight the other piece to the point of intersection. So the rule there tells me that I need to multiply those two pieces. So I'm going to say 15 times x equals, then I'm going to go to this side. I'm going to highlight from the circumference to the point of intersection and from the point of intersection to the circumference. And you notice this is also a chord because it intersects the circumference and stops. So that means I need to multiply that to those two pieces. Now, so you don't get the rules mixed up with the secants. If you notice this looks like a multiplication sign right here, babies. So if you can remember that that's a multiplication sign, then you can know to multiply the two segments of that chord. So here we get 15x equals 120. Draw our line and let's roll. Divide by 15, divide by 15, x equals 120, divide by 15. Oh, my bad. That equals 8. So x equals 8. And there we go. And sometimes you are asked to find the length of the chord. So you would put this 8 back in and say 15 plus 8 is 23. So make sure you read the questions. This is only asking us to solve for x. So make sure you read carefully. All right, so here we're dealing with two secants. So I got a secant right here. And I have a secant over here. So the rule for two secants is outside times the whole equals the outside times the whole. So let's roll. The outside of the circle is 7. And the whole thing for that red secant is 7 plus x equals, what's the outside of the blue secant is 8. And the whole is 13.8. So here, I am going to go ahead and do my distributive property. So I get 49 plus 7x. On this side, you can distribute or you can just do the math inside the parentheses first. It is your choice, babies. Whichever way, we should all get the same answer. So this becomes 21. And remember, you can use your calculators, honeys. I'm just doing mental math. So 49 plus 7x equals 16 plus 8. Not 16, but 160 plus 8, that's going to be 168. And then here, minus 49, minus 49, and we get 7x equals, I'm going to go mental math again, that's 18, so this should be 9. That broke down to 5, so we get 119. And then we are going to divide by 7, and here, x equals, let me go grab the calculator this time, clear, 119 divided by, 119 divided by 7 equals 17. So x is 17. And we are finished with that one. Okay? Oh, there we go. And we're done with our quiz review. Hey, if you didn't get this in class, go ahead and try those problems from the week. Cover up the questions because you have the answers, babies. Cover it up and try it again. Please learn these rules because you won't be given a formula sheet. Please learn them because they won't give you a formula sheet on the EOC for these either. All right, have a good one, babies. Bye.